Hello there, Internet! I am your host, Jay, and we'll go back to Let's Play! Master Detective Archives, Raincode. We left off. We partake in a little adventure with Fubuki as she found a guy who seemingly was thrown off of a building that had a casino in it. Unfortunately, she had to hang out with Tetsuhiko, but in a very weird twist of fate, Tetsuhiko was actually tolerable that time. And we exposed the place for fraud or something. Now, you might notice that the screen is a little nicer. Well, this is actually a capture card that I got for my birthday. It was what I used for my F-099 stream. And, well, I haven't gotten to iron out the kinks yet. Hopefully, it will at least work. And a major downside is that the audio seems to get delayed, as I noticed when I was rewatching the stream myself. Now, I don't know anything about this case other than that there are dogs involved. Maybe Tetsuhiko won't show up. Maybe he's too busy committing sexual harassment. Yeah, my big complaint about the previous case is that it wasn't enough Fubuki. It focused more on Hilara. Sorry about that. I was there. I thankfully didn't see it. So, Dr. Ryan's request of an unusual drowning. Was it suicide or murder? Yeah, for Hilara, I mean, they're fine. I mean, they weren't my favorite, definitely. Mainly just they're non-binary. Yeah. Well, crap. Hopefully this will work. Yeah, like I said, this is a different capture card than the one I'm using. The one I used in the main Let's Play. God,
Hilara, do you know where the milk I put in the fridge went? I was saving it for my coffee.
Coffee!
Beats me.
That's my seat, you know.
How much?
Huh?
How much do you want for it? I'll pay your asking price. Well?
You gotta be kidding. Fine. Just keep sitting there.
I will.
Huh? Someone's coming. I wasn't expecting
Please
guests
don't be
today.
Tetsuhiko. Please don't be Tetsuhiko. Please don't be Tetsuhiko. Hello, lady.
Right this way. It's a bit cramped in here.
Oh yeah, so I actually found it kind of interesting that the teacher that like Tetsuhiko disguised himself as actually shares the same actress as Samugi from V3, who also voiced Sayaka and Chihiro. Yep, she voiced my autistic son. Well, one of my autistic sons. The other one being Jataro.
Are you the chief of the Nocturnal Detective Agency? My name is Tetra. Pleased to meet you.
I'm the chief. That's just one of our detectives.
Oh, excuse me. Your detective was sitting at the biggest desk here, so I assumed...
I really need that chair, damn it.
My seat gets stolen the moment I leave it open. Let's sit down.
I was told you investigate murders.
A murder case. It's possible for us to handle it, but what we can or can't do depends on whether or not the peacekeepers have already gone through it.
I see. My father passed away in a rather bizarre manner. The peacekeepers declared it was an accidental death, but
It was a murder.
I can't believe it was an accident.
The peacekeepers usually try to declare any unnatural deaths as accidents. Why do you suspect that it wasn't one?
My father kept tropical fish as a hobby. One morning, he was found dead, drowned with his head stuck in the fish tank.
Oh yeah. So on a positive note, Nico B finally got to the part with Tetsuhiko. Why the fuck are you even a fucking detective? And yes, even he was questioning why the fuck Tetsuhiko even took the job as a detective. He hated blood.
Do you really think that could be an accident?
He drowned with his head.
And I
stuck
still
in a
hate
fish
Tetsuhiko for it,
tank.
because again,
Can you
investigation.
describe the situation?
I still stand by my stance on why I hate him. Investigate, espionage or not, I think seeing blood is still part of the job.
The fish tank is set rather low, so you can view it from above. My father was in a kneeling position, with his head dunked into the water.
That sure is bizarre. What did the peacekeepers have to say?
They say he was electrocuted, and passed out when he touched the temperature control switch with wet hands. And he fell into the water and drowned, unfortunately.
Are you sure the cause of death was drowning?
Yes.
Or choking?
That appears to be the case, without a doubt. A trustworthy...
I see. From what you've said, you can't really deny that it could have been...
No, the problem is the room where my father passed away. It was obvious that someone else had rummaged around.
What do you mean?
Well, the room has lots of tropical fish tanks lined up. But on the day my father died, all of them were shattered to pieces. And of course there was water and dead fish all over the floor.
Wow. It's Peter. Peter did this because this was vegan.
Someone must have forced their way into the room to do something so terrible. I believe my father was murdered by whoever did that.
I swear, is this Sky 80's actress?
This must be a murder. Please uncover the truth of my father's death.
What do you think, Halara?
Yeah, I'm starting to have my doubts with you. I mean, first there was that reporter chick who sadly had to interview Tetsuhiko. And then there's that guy who ran the casino.
It's me. I wasn't paying attention.
Don't lie. There's no way you couldn't hear us.
You can assume I don't exist, unless pay.
I can pay. My father left me.
Oh, don't mind my detective. Our rates are all...
Then you'll investigate this case.
Huh?
So, is this before
Yes,
Fubuki
of
or
course. As
after?
detectives sworn to protect this town, we can't leave any mysteries on...
Thank you.
The Nocturnal Detective Agency is here to protect the peace of Kanai Ward. You can always count on us.
Okay then, let's go.
As for investigating this case, we'll check out the crime scene soon.
Oh yeah, as a part of my the capture card's also a little louder than my old one, so I'm gonna be turning down the volume a lot to make sure it's not too loud. It's also
Jeez.
unbalanced in that like the audio like doesn't like sync up or sorts. I'm not gonna risk it.
That was rather reckless of you to promise.
It's not like I have a choice. I can't just abandon people in need. I'm Yako Furio, chief of the Nocturnal Detective Agency. I gotta protect this town.
Do you even have a single lead to solve this case?
What? Of course. I'm a detective after all. If I proceed with the investigation, I'm sure I can find some kind of clue. But I'll need your help, Halara.
That depends on the payment.
Ah,
Yeah, this is kind of another reason why I didn't like Halara very much. Pretty much, 40% of her character is, I mean, at least they're not unlikable, but most of the character is, give me money, pimp.
And you know that I don't work for cheap.
Then, how about a deal instead?
And you gotta remember and I keep saying my theory. I keep saying that I think
What deal?
Hilara pretty much beat the shit out of their would-be assassin.
If you solve
Because they're the
this
end
case,
boss they are.
I'll let you keep a cat here.
Yes. Hilara now... Oh god, her hair is clipping. Yep. Well, it's unreal, but it's definitely Koikatsu. But I still will always think of Koikatsu.
Really?
Yes.
But you're allergic, aren't you?
Hey, where are you going?
To the crime scene.
Oh yeah, some people even like joked that Hilara was actually what would have happened if Byakuya took Chiaki to the the voice coming dance from Nico Bay. So
Hold on. The client just left. Why don't you wait until tomorrow?
non-binary Chiaki x Byakuya.
Fine. I shall review the case's records until...
Alara's fee is cheaper than I thought.
All right, raining cats and dog. Wait, that's just one dog. Hopefully it's a regular dog and it doesn't die. Forbades, like Frank. Yeah, for some reason, this might sound like a weird idea, but I might do a Let's Play of F-Zero X.
Thank you for coming. You really are willing to investigate the case.
Well, that's our duty.
Is that your husband or something?
Agency. Your house is pretty big. Your father must have been...
Yes. My father owned a medical devices company. He contributed to Kanai Ward's medical advancements for years. I simply can't believe he met his end like this.
We'll find justice for him.
Something tells me, did he work for Amaterasu Corporation?
This is my fiance, Jaren. We've been living together for...
He's the guy.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, wait, he doesn't have a Sprite.
I'd like to ask you more about the details later, but can we take a look at the scene? Oh, before that, do you have a photo of your father?
Of course. Here's a picture from when he was still alive.
Thank you.
Yeah, she also kind of sounds like, Toko.
Laura, over here. I'll leave the investigation to you.
Well, at least Hilara had like one of the more
I'll
helpful
keep speaking to them outside. Talk to me when you're done.
Understood.
fortes.
Now, time to review the cards I've been dealt.
You definitely want to remember this.
All right, let's. Yeah, it's been a long time since I last played this game. A month at best, alright. What's the Doya district? Wait, was that the place with the abandoned, that, like, walled-off part of town where all the homunculi were? Of course, there. Yeah, I kind of like how the tower is supposed to look like an umbrella. That's actually kind of genius. All right, let's see. All right, her likes are quizzes and puzzles, exercises. It's like the president's daughter, pet grooming. All right, he likes tropical official appearance. He has a medical devices president. The client. Real name is Karatson. He ran a medical device when he was alive. He was drowned with a thing which he maintained as a hobby. It's like literally freeloader. I'm gonna say it's him, and my best bet is that he's probably killed her by accident. Him by accident. I could be wrong. Oh, yes. Yeah, there was like a big patch a while ago, and they actually removed... There was like that glitch that bothered me almost the entire LP.
What is this? There's a stain here that looks like a horizontal.
Hellara
line.
Pog! Hellara Pog!
Upon close inspection,
Other
there seems to
Hellara
be a
Pog.
faint
I'm sorry.
outline of the same stain
I can't help it.
along 4 walls. All of the fish tanks have been shattered. There's broken glass scattered on the inside. which
I had
means
some fish when I was a
fish
kid. I don't
smashed.
think...
Why would someone
They
do
don't
this?
keep them anymore. And even weirder part. So there were some fish that I got as part of a prank that went horribly wrong. Of a prank. Basically, some girls by brother's school were trying to hit on him, and they did so by
Right.
putting
It's a regular
live
sliding
goldfish in
window
his
with a crescent lock.
drawer.
There are no suspicious marks on it. There's a small veranda outside.
I called him Jim. Basically, I suggested that you just like sneak into Walmart, put them in where they keep the fish at, and call it a day. I called him Jim and Jim.
There is a sticky substance stuck to the door frame. Perhaps tape residue?
No, it's semen. And I don't think everyone heard anyone say tape residue before. So, but yeah, we didn't go through with that, but my Among Us vent! Sorry, I've been really getting into Among Us lately. Okay, weird idea for a Tumblr sexy man. Aaron Black? From Mortal Kombat? I mean, he's good Tumblr sexy man material. You spin me right round, baby, right round like a record, baby. Sorry, just really bored. But, back to the story. So, one day, around the time I was starting to get into Danganronpa, or at least attempting to, I had called from my sister that Jim and Jim were missing. Turns out they died, like, months ago. They probably forgot to feed them. And that my family just forgot about. Never told us. Whoops.
An ordinary
And they were
ghost.
alive for a lot longer than I expected.
There's some blue paint on the inner side. Looks like something rubbed against it. This may have some...
I investigated things in the room, but... Among Us.
That's about all I can investigate for now. I should go talk to
Oh
our
yeah,
friends
Amber Lee
before
Connor,
some
the actress
crime
that
scene
plays
that was
Hellara.
discovered.
I should probably bring this up. Oh, damn. Should I just call me from in call me can't communicate? The English dub, which is I know in Guilty Gear. I also, the only other thing I kind of know about this actress is that she played a lot of characters from Five Nights at Freddy. Oh yeah, Toy Chica in Custom Night. Oh god, now I imagine her being like, "What are you doing? Give me a cat." Oh, and Nightmare Chica in FNAF World, which oopsie doodle. Yeah, like I said, aside from that, not a lot I can recognize this actress from, aside from Go Komi-san, which... Well, it's Komi-san. That anime is adorable. Oh, right, Cookie from Cookie Run Kingdom. Back to more reading.
The crime
Five Nights at Freddy's. Is this where you want to be? I just don't get it.
Thanks.
Oh god, don't tell me that's secret fish. Oh god, I almost had a heart attack.
Yes, please ask me anything.
Can you give me the details of when you discovered?
It was, I think around 6. My father usually woke
Yeah,
up
well,
early
my
for
parents are
breakfast,
going on another trip
but when I went to get him, he wasn't
to my
in his
grandparents'
room.
lake house. So, as I said, I keep talking about my grandparents' lake house, but I can't really find a place to like at least record footage of.
So I looked around.
And I'm very,
noticed
very
Sugar barking
superstitious
this way.
because the time we get back is going to be October. Now you ask yourself, here's my I have a big phobia for the month of October. A weird superstition of it that I absolutely hate that month of the year. I already told you a story about an arson, murder, and jaywalking case for me in October, but basically, 2015, I was promised I was gonna go like to someplace for a marketing class I was in. Only they told me to not. They didn't let me go, and they didn't even tell me. I even took my anger out on my science teacher, who I initially blamed for this. I didn't know at the time, okay? 2016, I was like this, and I was like had my 3DS privileges taken away from me, and stormed out of the classroom. I didn't like have a great start with my Votech school that year. Like I almost like destroyed a fire alarm because like I hate loud noises. I am looking back on it now, I am surprised I was never expelled. 2017 is where an arson, murder, and jaywalking thing kind of is where the arson, murder, and jaywalking thing happens. Because a lot of this is either through my own stupidity, was either caused by either something out of my control or my own stupidity. 2018, I can't really think exactly anything that happened that year per se. My only guess is maybe me getting into Danganronpa, and of course the after effects it's caused on me. I mean, it's one time I got panicked about a Disney trip. Uh, 2019, one of my dogs died. And then 2020, there was like a falling out of a group I don't want to talk about and ever bring. And if anyone does bring up this group, Please don't. I moved on from them, and I don't want to cause any more drama. Plus, other personal reasons, like I had to go to a funeral of a family member I hadn't even seen in years, and I basically had to wear 2 face masks because I was terrified because this was Oklahoma in COVID, and you know how I'm pretty sure everybody knows how conservative my state is. So I had to wear 2 face masks so I wouldn't get COVID or die. 2021 was the year these assholes like started ruining my life on Discord. I'm sure some people from that server are going to be watching this by now. I am not saying the name of the server, nor do I want anyone to bring it up. There was a stinger up at Discord server I was on. All of them all hated me, and I was aware of it. I made a vent like about something happening to me prior. One of the moderators who pretty much blackmailed me. Into talking about this shit. They basically all ruined my life, and I was very, very unhappy. I made a mistake of putting him on my Discord server. And, well, I did not know anything about Discord at the time, and I did so. Yeah, around the time I invited him was October. And then last year, one of the better Octobers was when Elon Musk bought Twitter. That was the October event that year. This year, I'm probably going to be, a bit of an announcement. I will be privating my Twitter until, and will probably refrain from using, Twitter until the month of October is over. I already deleted Twitter off my phone, so I don't even use the app that much anymore. There.
Sugar?
That's the name of our dog.
Dog! I just look how different it looks.
Hey!
Doggy! Is it a lab? If it's a lab, then you are hella based.
Sugar sure is happy. She's rarely friendly with anyone.
She barks at me.
Plot twist! Plot twist! Sugar was the killer! Sugar's the killer. And it was an accident.
Oh, sorry. Sugar was barking in front of the room, so I opened the door to take a look. There I saw my father. His head was in the fish tank.
I heard her scream and ran over. But what I saw took my breath away. The fish tanks were all destroyed. The floor was covered with water. All the tropical fish Father loved were scattered across the floor. Dead. Were they valuable?
I'm not sure. I don't know how much they were worth, but the fact is, my father...
If the fish were expensive, do you think so?
Are you implying my father's murder was an afterthought?
Well, I'm just considering
If they were going to steal the fish, I doubt they'd smash the tank.
You're right.
Do you know the estimated time of death for the victim?
I believe it was around 10 o'clock the night before.
When was the last time you saw him alive?
Right around 7 that night. I ate dinner with him. He went to his room after that.
Oh yeah, you know the biggest piece of irony about my fear of October? My mom was born in October.
Does anyone else live here?
It's just me and him now. The servant left after making dinner before 7.
It's the servant then.
What
Okay.
were you doing around 10 that night?
Well, is it the same servant from the church? You know, the fat one? Who don't hurt nobody. Hi there.
After
I don't
finishing
hurt
dinner
nobody.
with my father, Jaren came to the dining hall around 8 for dinner. And then we watched TV in the living room until around midnight.
Usually Full House or something. I don't think they have something against Full House. I don't. I mean, Nico Bailey, so I just like to imagine. Now it comes to think of it, now I just deadass imagine Monokuma watching either Full House or Family Guy.
Yes. I know for certain we were together between 8.
Did you ever get up during that time? Such as to go to the bathroom?
I don't think
Go
so.
to bathroom?
Were there any screams or sounds of a struggle around 10 at night?
No, not at all.
I see. That leaves me wondering who entered that room, when they did, and why the fish tanks are large and have thick glass.
There was
You'd
also
think the
Life is
kid would have been
Strange.
smashed.
Yeah, no, the other thing in 2021 with October was my hate, where I started to really hate Life is Strange.
True.
Remember, this was
All
before
know
I
for
hated the
certain is that
series.
we-
Do you often come in and out of this room?
Not at all. Only my father used this room.
What did the peacekeepers have to say when they saw the state of things?
They said my father was stressed out. That he lost control and smashed.
Was he actually stressed out?
No!
Truth be told,
It's the
my father was
peacekeepers!
lamenting over
Probably the
past
most
tropical
corrupt
fish he had
cops
accidentally
since,
killed that night.
I don't know, GTA San Andreas?
I thought he could have done something extreme, given how much.
He did look rather depressed.
Yeah, I was watching the...
A mild-mannered father would never do something like this.
Did you notice anything strange about your father during dinner?
He was sad about the fish, but he ate normally. I didn't notice anything in particular.
It's hard to think he was so distraught that he'd smash all the tanks on his own.
Some guy reacted... I don't know if I remembered it, but some lady like made a musical adaptation of 2020, like as a YouTube Rewind, since YouTube wasn't going to do it that year, and it basically just stopped YouTube Rewind altogether after how bad it was. Among Us. They all started singing about Among Us, and how like some guy like actually defended his child, like making fun of how was fat shaming the girl that's like playing Pokemon. Not Pokemon herself, the actress
But
that was playing her
that's
in
what
this musical,
peacekeepers
and
told us happened.
that was actually kind of nice of him. Too bad the rest of the musical was kind of cringe. What? I really hope those actors all got great, or like hit well known on Broadway.
I'll take another look around. For now, I'd like to ask you to leave the room.
So you're gonna do that
A
thing, yeah? Counting on you.
Yeah, something that.
Let's wait outside.
Go stop moving. Don't be afraid. Stop moving. If you feel the
True colors
light.
still face down.
Stop moving.
See how
Don't
things
be
went when the enemy's first
afraid.
discovered.
God, I love it. Yeah, I started playing F-Zero GX on emulator. Alright, this is Helara's part.
I see. I see.
All it takes is to smash out of the present state.
The victim's body is kneeling against the edge of a fish tank, like the other tanks. This one is looking closely. He is soaking wet. It'd make sense if it was just his upper body. But for
Among Us. Yeah, for some reason I'm really into Among Us. Like, something I get very uncomfortable doing is playing Among Us VR in public chat. Basically, pretty much the only people that are in public chat are like random kids. Who are like probably playing it because who still think Among Us is like a fresh meme. Although I won't be surprised if Among Us memes got slightly more popular.
The paint stuck on the frame can be seen here.
Yeah, apparently I talked about my friend at work about Among Us. No, I'm not doing the whole demonic angel thing that I've been doing. That I'll be doing later. That I was doing for my my stream of Fire Emblem. I mean, of F099. But apparently, how like his kid didn't play F099, that his dad, but just because it was 2D game. I'm like, but Among Us is a 2D game, isn't it? Among Us, Among Us, Among Us. Big Chungus. Among Us. Big Chungus. There's a dead tropical fish.
Fish in the drain on the veranda.
What's a veranda? Well, I guess we never found Nemo.
Why would that be there?
Plot twist. Yeah, I was just thinking of something funny about. I mess around a little in OpenAI Playground, like just to make shit posts. I don't like make like actual ideas for like lore or something, but one I found was like a spicy meme. What I remember was like how Waluigi went like to the store and there was had a Wiggler sing a heavy metal song about fruit. Or Adam Sandler going to an a trailer for a movie about Adam Sandler going to an anime convention.
I'm beginning to see the truth behind this case. That's all the investment.
That would be hilarious though, even ironic or not.
Are you done?
The dog has something in her mouth.
Hey, Sugar!
What's this?
That's Sugar's favorite toy. It's just a rubber hose tied up in a knot. Ever since she was a puppy, Sugar has loved playing tug-of-war with a rubber hose. So I still make toys out of hoses like this.
Are you a hoe?
But I don't think I made one
Zuh.
for her recently. Where did she get it from?
Wow, that's interesting.
Wait, don't touch it.
What's wrong?
Put that in a plastic bag without touching it directly. I believe it's evident.
That's evidence?
Consider it a precaution.
How's the Are the peacekeepers right? Or was...
The answer is clear. This was no accident, but a murder.
Huh?
What makes you think it's a
What was her
murder?
hand?
My thinking. No, it's not. The victim died with his head in the fish tank. Is that right?
Yes, that is certain.
Yeah, something tells me that this wasn't an accident. Oh yeah, something that's kind of questioned a lot like recently and like kind of. So earlier today, I was trying to watch Red vs. Blue, and
As you can see,
apparently, while I was watching, I found out like
that is far too strange.
mere minutes of watching RPV, I noticed that
Logically impossible occurred.
Rooster Teeth started taking down episodes of our Red vs. Blue from YouTube.
Possible?
Like older episodes, not newer
I
ones.
shouldn't have to explain it. If the victim drowned with his head in the tank, then it had to be filled with water. But as you can see, the fish tank is destroyed. Meaning, like with the other tanks, the water spilled out when it was smashed. So how could the victim drown in a fish tank that held no...
Oh, now that you mention it.
The peacekeepers claim the victim was disoriented and smashed, but if the victim was still alive when he smashed the fish tanks...
Yeah, I'm just
It
very
would've
high.
been
I'm still a little
impossible
hyped
for him
for
to
the
drown.
final season of
In other
RBB.
words,
The
the victim was drowned, then placed next to the fish tank to make it seem like an accident. The culprit must have believed this camouflage would be enough to fool the peacekeepers.
Yeah, I remember like actually looking up something kind of funny about Red vs. Blue season, about season 15. I thought would have been like funny, but apparently during that season, the whole idea is like of the Reds and Blues, continuing their stuff. The original plan was them like having like separate countries and them meeting up by the end. Them meeting up at the end, like in a UN type meeting, but that was dropped because it was deemed too complicated. I don't know. I think it would have been funny.
So my father was.
I want to see what Cabooses country was like.
Yes, there is no mistake about it.
Hold on. If the culprit wanted to make the victim look like he drowned, why did they destroy the fish tank? Didn't they realize their cover would be blown? And plus, all the fish tanks were destroyed.
It must have been part of their plan for the peacekeepers to overlook this However,
So the guy just killed a
destroying
bunch
the
of
tanks
fish?
required a lot of effort. If the culprit did so despite the contradiction it created, then we have to assume there was an unavoidable reason behind it.
An unavoidable reason.
So, who is the culprit?
I must investigate further to find that out.
Yes,
Has anyone outside your family entered or left the house?
I don't think so.
Were there any tradesmen?
I can't think of any.
Allow me to change the question. Have you recently done any
Oh, now that you mention it, the rain gutters on the roof were broken.
He fixed the rain gutters?
Yes, he's an avid DIYer. He not only fixed the broken parts, but also checked the gutters around the whole building, which was a...
I see. That concludes.
What? Are you sure that's a... Jeez, you're always off in your own world. I'm sorry about that. Our ace detective isn't very friendly. That being said...
Well, at least
I
it's
believe
not the
this case will
superstar
be solved
detective
soon.
or the
Please be
time
patient for
detective
just a
who was
moment.
dummy thick, and the emo detective who probably shot the Hot Topic and wants to die someday. Oh god, I keep forgetting that.
Alara, Jaren has been living in the client's home and mooching off her since he got fired from his job a year back. He's in quite a lot of debt, too. At one point, he was spending almost all... He kept asking the client's father for money, but was always denied. Seems the father was also against their marriage.
Okay,
So money is the motive. If the father were to die, the daughter would inherit everything.
Makes sense. The victim's estimated time of death is 10 at night. There's no mistake that makes no sense to suspect Tetra, since she's our client. So we have to assume his alibi is airtight.
Right.
His alibi is perfect. Not only was he with Tetra at 10, but he was also with her for 2 hours before and after.
I was wondering if I drink of a Lego shark head.
So, as it stands, it's impossible
I
for
fidget
him
around
to
a
have
little.
killed the victim.
My dog
The alibi isn't a problem.
is a toaster.
It's possible if a certain trick was used.
Some always draw like a dog like as a toaster or something.
A trick?
but I still lack hard evidence. Perhaps it's worth rolling the dice here.
I threw it over so I want to distract.
You.
We'll make our move tonight.
Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm still a little miserable. Yeah, I see know what the next DLC is.
Is it true that you know the truth behind?
That's right, miss. The key detail for this case is the victim. Without a doubt, the victim died by drowning. But making it... Why would such a thing even be...
You said that the victim's time of death was... In other words, the culprit secured their alibi at the same time. Is that really possible?
Through a certain trick. It was possible...
Drown him without...
The trick the culprit used was... a method that... A method that can't disprove... A method that... A method that... A method that can't... A method that... A method... A method that... A method that...
Yeah, like I said, I'm probably just gonna upload this as is.
A method that... A method that... A method... A method that... A method that... First, it involves this rubber hose.
That's Sugar's toy.
If you untie the knot, it returns to being a hose. This was what was...
How was it used? Don't tell...
If you check the vent, you'll see the color of paint scraped on there matches the hose. It was likely passed through the vent.
Someone put the hose in the vent.
Yeah, I might make
Why
like
would anyone
another
do
one
that?
about
It's no
opening it
exception.
like a wiggler, like
The
as a
hose
film
was
noir
simply used
detective.
for its original purpose.
Its original
One end of the hose was placed on the edge of the rain gutter on the veranda side. Prior to this, the culprit adjusted the rain gutter. The rainwater from the gutter passed through the hose, filling the room.
Huh? What do you mean? Hilari, you think this place got flooded? That would drench the whole place.
When the body was found, the room was, and
But that was because of the broken fish.
that's part of it. But the main reason was due to rainwater pouring.
Wait, what do you mean? What's the point in flooding this room with rainwater?
The culprit's goal was to secure their own alibi at the estimated time of death.
I don't get it. Can you explain from the beginning?
Let's go over what the culprit did on the day of... First, the culprit mixed sleeping pills into the victim's dinner. While the victim was asleep, the culprit proceeded to prepare the trick.
So it's the exact opposite of what happened in the Altarus Express. Instead of them all dying of a fiery death, he died of a watery
Sleeping
death.
pills in his food? That reminds me. My father did seem sleepy shortly after.
After dinner, the victim likely went to his room. The culprit then sneaked into his room. That was how the victim was...
At this point, you're sure he...
Of course. If the culprit murdered the victim earlier, then the culprit had to murder him in such a way that would secure the preparations were done in this room. After bringing the victim here, the culprit used duct tape on the gap near the door to weather strip it.
weather strip? What's...
It prevents water from leaking out.
What do you mean?
Let me explain. After weather stripping the door, the culprit likely covered them with cloth to dampen the noise. Once he smashed all of them, he leaned the victim onto the fish tank. The culprit then moved to the window on the veranda and weather stripped the outside of it. Finally, they took the hose connected to the rain gutter and passed it through the vent to the preparations in place. The culprit left through the veranda and returned to the mansion as if...
How does that complete everything? The victim was still
Well, that's
alive
Ted
at the
Derlick
time,
for a living.
right?
I'm guessing she's like
What
either
was
an
it?
heiress
The
or
victim
is
naturally drowned after being left alone for several hours.
I'm guessing into the business. I wouldn't be
How's that?
The rain
surprised if
water from the hose
Honest
flooded the
Corp
room
had
in a few
involved
hours.
with this guy getting fired.
The whole room was turned into a fish tank, this time filled with rainwater. And that is how the victim drowned.
It makes me wonder if the rainwater was also what killed the fish.
The whole room was flooded?
That can't be.
The proof lies in
Ah!
the stained glass. The day of the murder, the room must have been filled to that line with rainwater.
Rainwater killed the...
Correct. Only in this city could such an approach be possible. The rain never stops in Kanai War. This makes it easy to estimate the amount, so it is not impossible to create this.
I think that's a bit of a... Wouldn't it take at least half a day for the room to fill with an...
I'm sure it would require more rainwater than usual, which means you'd need to gather all the rain falling around this giant.
Gather all of it?
It would require slight adjustments to the rain gutters.
Adjustments to...
There would be plenty of water if all of the rain that pours upon the mansion is rerouted to this room. That explains how the culprit secured... In the morning, before the body was found, they removed the weather stripping and drained the water. If you check the drain in the veranda, you should find dead tropical fish that were carried out with the rainwater.
Oh yeah, so some interesting lore time. So So about my thumbnails for my videos for the Raincode Let's Play. So initially, I don't know why I'm bringing this up. Of Shadow Hearts, I didn't make thumbnails. I was going to, but I just got lazy and just didn't. I decided to keep them that way. And while I did make lots of stuff for this game, I didn't want to put any like specific characters on the thumbnails for both A, to save time, and B, not to not spoil the game for others. Because I feel like, especially since this was a more recent,
The culprit
mainly because this was a
snatched
more
things
recent
beforehand
game.
Well, that's how I would have done it. But maybe seeing the fish tanks filled with rainwater, the culprit, they must have carelessly broken the one. Isn't that how it went? I'll be direct. You are the culprit.
Now pay up, bitch!
Hold on. Is this some kind of joke? Why would I kill my father-in-law? That's...
But you were fixing the rain gutters a few days before.
That's because you asked me to fix them. How does fixing some stuff pin me as the culprit? That's crazy talk.
So you intend on maintaining that you're not the culprit?
Of course.
Then we'll have to ask our little friend. Come here, sugar.
Daddy.
This is the rubber
Yeah,
hose used
yeah,
for the trick.
That was a real
There
Barbie
are
doll,
scrapes
apparently.
on
There was
its
like a
surface.
doll called
That's
Sugar
the
Daddy
proof.
Kin. Sugar Daddy is like a older gentleman that will often pay people, that'll give like younger people money, like in exchange for favors. And basically, they were looking at, but the sugar daddy Ken wasn't like that. It was because he had a dog named Sugar, and he was her daddy.
I'm sure the culprit tried to
On the
disguise
plus
it,
side, they had the cock
tying
ring
it into a
Ken.
knot before throwing
Yeah,
it
I saw
away.
Barbie, and I was like laughing my ass off when I saw that they had the cock ring Ken.
But our friend here found it for us. Good girl, Sugar. Only the culprit has directly touched the rubber hose. Tell us, Sugar, who do you smell on this?
This is complete nonsense. If I have to.
Good
I'll
girl,
kill
good
all of
puppy.
you.
Hey, don't tell me that
Oh,
you're really...
you literally just said this?
Close to getting all that money. Go hey,
I'm sorry, I just hit the face that you.
I can kill the woman anytime.
I know Spike Chunsoft has worked with in Unreal before, but is this the developer's first time in Unreal?
Damn you, detectives. This is your fault for sticking your nose in them.
Can you handle this on your own, Chief?
I'm pretty bad at this sort of
Yeah, if I'm correct,
Please help.
Yako didn't even have a forte.
Shut up! I'll kill. Ow.
Rules of nature! Falcon kick! Did we just kill him? Run!
You saved me.
I never thought it would be like this. What am I supposed to do?
You're not alone.
Huh?
That's what she's saying.
Doggo.
If you ever need help, come to us. The Nocturnal Detective Agency will always be at your service.
Thank you.
Doggo. Couples. From the popular web series, Blue vs. Red. I know, say. Cat.
As promised, you can keep that cat here.
What was that sound?
I don't need your help. That's what the cat is saying.
Come on, this cat thinks it's some sort of hard boy. Well, that's
This city is a difficult place to...
right. I hope we can keep solving the mysteries here to make it a nicer place for them to live too.
I sincerely hope so.
You're so cold to humans, but you like animals.
Are you teasing me?
See, there you go again, making that scare. Seeing you play with the cat, you look kinda... It sure would be nice to see more of... I hope you keep
Hey.
using your powers to change the city.
Let them play
I know you
with
can
their
do it.
cat, damn it.
For their sake, too.
That depends on the payment.
Come on. Well, how's this? Consider it the reward for the... And maybe you could ask for permission next time.
Kitty.
Thanks.
Well, that was interesting, and oh my god, it's an hour. Oh, Kanai Ward. It's weird that Amaterasu's name was not mentioned once this case. I mean, that was actually a lot better. I mean, for one, no Desuhiko. Alright, who are the other guys? Wow, Sean Chiplock. Still a lot of minor characters this time around. Jennifer Losi, I don't think I've ever heard of them. Well, see you guys in October. As I said, I'm taking a long break from playing Let's Playing proper, because not only is it because of Xenogears, like, it took a massive toll on me, But I decided just to wait a little while so that I could talk more about stuff up to date at the times of recording. Well, I must end the episode here. Like, subscribe, all that spexy stuff. See ya!